Nice. Hey, what's up? My name is Scott. This is E-Man, and this is week 17, people. This is the final week of the fantasy football playoffs. Some people are done already, like one of our leagues, done. But if you're playing ESPN, maybe some other leagues, this is the final week of playoffs. So good luck.
And I've also heard of some leagues that play throughout the playoffs, which throws a whole other crazy wrinkle in there.
Very twisted.
It's twisted. It's dirty. It's crazy. Some people are doing it.
Because then you got to draft for the playoffs.
Yep.
Playoffs.
So, anyway.
Interesting. All right. Bad ass of the week. If you don't know what this is by now, I mean, really?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the guy who will finish in the top 5 in his position at least, maybe even of all positions. So, E-Man, tell us about last week, your badass call of the week.
Last week's badass call was Matt Moore.
Who?
I said Matt Moore. Matt Moore, the QB for Miami.
Moore.
He actually didn't play in week 1 that when we talked about the Miami quarterback that did well, but actually that quarterback was Chad Henne, and he was second overall with QBs that week, trying to stay toe-to-toe with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Matt Moore took the opposite approach. He tried to get a lead on Tom Brady, and he ended up actually 8th overall out of QBs. Not a bad starter, not quite a badass. But so that was Matt Moore for last week.
That's not bad though. If you took your advice, you got him in the starting lineup and had a decent week.
And you had a quarterback who was better than Matt Ryan, better than Tebow, better than Manning, and better than Rivers. So this week,
that's solid.
Ahmad Bradshaw. Is actually up against what's supposed to be a tough Dallas defense. Dallas, when they travel, the Ryan twin there on defense, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, not really getting it done. And I'm saying that Ahmad and the Giants take control of that game. And Ahmad's a double threat guy anyway, so he'll get you on the ground or in the air, whichever one you're going to let through. And I think the Giants win that, and I think Ahmad's a big part of that.
What do your guys rank him this week?
I hadn't even checked their ranking, the experts' rankings.
Experts have him one guy 16, one guy at 7, but average is about 12.5.
Interesting. So average is outside the top 10.
I guess it's 10. Actually, it's 10, but the numbers are 12.5. So
gotcha.
You're saying finish the top 5.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, watch that game.
I think everyone will be watching that game. That'd be the game to watch this week. Except Ravens, Bengals. That's the second game to watch if you're a Bengals fan.
Yeah.
All right, so last week, first of all, let me just say, if you followed my advice last week, I'm so sorry. So very sorry, because that was not a good week for me. I had one good call. The rest, I'll get to them. Anyway, so my badass last week, I said, would be LeGarrette Blount. Yep. He was ranked 21st on ESPN by the experts. I said he goes off against Carolina. Well, he went off. He went off the field.
Yeah.
Hey!
I even asked him about that.
I'm
like, why? He's like, because they're playing Carolina.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, let's watch for that.
I said he'd have 20 points. He had 2 carries, a fumble, and got benched and never saw the field again.
Yeah. I dropped him. Actually, well before the game, I actually dropped the guy because
he dropped my badass.
Yeah, because I was like, you know what? Not because of Scott's advice. I'm not saying
not at all.
Whoever he puts in badass, he should drop. I'm not saying that.
Not at all.
What I am saying is that Tampa Bay was in turmoil. They said they would have fired Raheem Morris already if they would have had enough coaching staff to manage the team without him. That's not a good team to bank on in any which way. So,
brutal.
But yeah,
that was a bad call on my part. I did have an honorable mention, which didn't go much better. I said Rex Grossman gets it done against the Vikings. Because the Vikings give up almost 20 points.
They're supposed to.
He finished with 15, so, it wasn't bad. He was out, but he was outside the top 10. Not a badass. Bad call again on my part. A little better than LeGarrette Blount, but still a bad call.
This week?
Jags against the Colts. The Colts give up 13 points to defenses
on
the road.
Badass call?
Defensive badass call. The Jacksonville Jaguars. So if you've got, let's see, if you've got the Texans who are in the top 10, if you've got the Falcons who are pretty good, maybe even top 10 as well, I say start the Jags over them. And also, who's the other one? The Lions also. Start the Jags over the Lions. I like them a lot this week. They ended up in the top 5. Also, honorable mention, Ryan Fitzpatrick against the Patriots. He threw for 369 yards the last time they faced each other. And I think he has about 20 points this week.
Wow.
Because they try to keep up.
Bold call.
Bold. Which means Stevie Johnson, I think, gets double digits as well.
Wow.
Like 12, 14 points.
Another honorable mention for you people.
I'm here for you. I didn't say he's badass. I just said he has a good game.
Okay.
Peace. Good luck this week. Follow us at FF Fellas on Twitter.